However, I will not allow him to deceive the people of Idaho about his record and his commitment to the principles that we espouse in the Republican Party, and neither should you.
Yeah.
The corrupt politics of Washington are not an invitation to surrender, but a call to action. We must slash government spending, beginning with the insanity of Obamacare. But that will not be enough to solve our budget crises. We need policies in Washington which unleash the vitality of the American worker, the power of American capitalism to grow this economy and put people back to work. Suggestions have been made in the press that Minnick is really not that bad. He's kind of a moderate guy, they say. In fact, maybe he's not a real Democrat after all. Funny how this comes up now that he faces a very tough re-election battle, isn't it? I've even heard reports that Minnick is reconsidering his support for Nancy Pelosi. My friends, don't you believe it for a minute? It does not matter who he votes for as Speaker of the House. It will still be a Democrat, and you will still have Democrats leading the committees in the House. Is that what you want?
No!
The simple truth is that Walt Minnick is a critical part of the Democrats' machine. Look at his record. He has a knack for voting the right way for Idaho only when his vote is not needed by Nancy Pelosi or the Democratic leadership. I need your help in educating Idaho about his disturbing voting record. Walt Minnick has voted to raise your taxes, including his vote to reinstate the death tax. Walt Minnick has voted to impose volumes of new regulations on the banking industry, but has done nothing to end the huge bailout of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. While Minnick has tried to get political mileage out of his vote against Obamacare, he told the Lewiston Tribune just a couple of weeks ago that he supports many parts of the national takeover of healthcare and that he will do absolutely nothing to try to repeal Obamacare. I will go back to repeal Obamacare. Yeah. Woo! Minnick told that same reporter that he supported amnesty for illegal immigrants and said that sneaking into America illegally was no more serious a crime than speeding in a school zone. Mr. Minnick has voted many times to force you and me to pay for abortions on demand. Make no mistake, Mr. Minnick is a committed Democrat. We must remove Minnick from Congress.
Yeah. You can do it.
These are very challenging times for America. Time is short. Courage is required. The times are very similar to those faced by Ronald Reagan in his bold campaign against Jimmy Carter. In the midst of despair, fear, and confusion, Ronald Reagan offered a renewed vision of America, one built on local control, individual liberty, and the American spirit. Let me share with you some of my favorite words from Reagan's acceptance speech at the Republican Convention in 1980. Let us dedicate ourselves, quote, let us dedicate ourselves to renewing the American compact. I ask you not simply to trust me, but to trust your values, our values, and to hold me responsible for living up to them. I ask you to trust that American spirit which knows no ethnic, religious, social, political, regional, or economic boundaries. The spirit that burnt with zeal in the hearts of millions of immigrants from every corner of the earth who came here in search of freedom. Some say that spirit no longer exists, but I have seen it. I have felt it all across the land in the big cities, the small towns, and in rural America. The American spirit is still there, ready to blaze into life if you and I are willing to do what has to be done. The practical, down-to-earth things that will stimulate our economy, increase productivity, and put America back to work. Close quote. The American people heard his call, and we saw unprecedented economic growth. We worked our way out of the mess created by Carter and the Democrats, and we can do so again. I firmly believe that we are again on the cusp of a new era of growth and prosperity and freedom. Let us work together to renew the American Compact. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.
Get him, Raul.